Welcome to your daily writing habit, episode number 91. If you're writing a book or if you're thinking about it, or maybe you've started writing your book, but you're having some trouble getting it done, you are in the right place. I am your host, Christine Whitmarsh, also known as Christine Inc., I-N-K, especially if you're looking me up online. Every day, I am sharing with you 3 types of writing habits that I've picked up over my 18 years as a ghostwriter, book coach, and author. And those are writing fundamentals, productivity, and mindset, because I have found that those 3 areas in particular can have a huge impact on your success as an author. So that's what we're covering here. Here's today's inspirational quote. Art stands on the shoulders of craft, which means that to get to the art, you must master the craft. If you want to write, practice writing. That's by Ann Patchett, and that's exactly what we're doing. We are practicing writing, especially over the next week or so here. We're practicing scene writing with my top 10 scene writing exercises that I've come up with that you can use to craft a better scene. And this applies to, believe it or not, fiction and nonfiction authors, because even if you're writing your memoir or a business book or a personal or business development book, you can benefit because those scenes we're talking about are the stories that will bring your message and lessons and content to life so that your audience will better trust you and believe what you're saying. So when we're talking about a better scene, we're talking about those all-important stories that I hope you're including no matter what type of book you're writing. Because the ability to craft a gripping, emotion-provoking scene, it's one that reveals key truths and traits of your characters. And in nonfiction, by the way, as the author, you're the narrator, you are the character. And being able to do this, being able to write such a powerful scene can make an already good book great. So if you want to grab all 10 of my scene writing tips, go ahead and look up episodes 88 through 97 of your daily writing habit. But the great news is, even if you miss any, you'll be totally fine because each of my tips, each of my scene writing exercises can stand on its own and it will help you write better scenes. So the more you can get, the better, but you don't need to get them all. You'll still be fine. Having said that, we are up to tip number 4, and we're going to talk about your characters today. So think of a scene, and again, for nonfiction authors, hey, guess what? You and the people in your life that are in your stories, you are the characters. So think of a scene, whether it's in a book that you're currently working on or something you're just making up from scratch specifically for this exercise. Now let's take a look at the people in your scene, whether you made them up as fiction or real life, or again, if it's you, if you're the author, then it's going to be you and other people that exist in the stories of your life. What you're gonna do is, first of all, I want you to do the in-depth character development outside of this exercise of, who this person is and what they look like and where they're from and all that. So definitely do some journaling to develop your characters as deep as possible. The more you understand the people in your stories, the better the stories will read to your readers. But for our purposes today, for our character building, character scene writing exercise today, I want you to answer 2 simple questions. Okay, ready? The first question I want you to answer about your characters. What does each character in your scene want? And there's a quote by Vonnegut. He says, every character should want something, even if it's just a glass of water. So even if someone seems kind of like an incidental character, whether in the story of your life or in a fiction story you're writing, be able to answer the question. And again, it could be as something as Kurt Vonnegut said, a glass of water. But what does each character in your scene want? Okay. And the second question is, what happens if they don't get it? These are very important questions to be able to answer. Again, for anybody in your scene, especially, I read something yesterday about any character that you introduce that has a name that is somehow connected to your protagonist. Again, business authors, you're the protagonist. So anybody that has a name that is connected to the protagonist, you have to develop them well enough and give them some sort of plot line. And that starts with being able to answer, what does this person want? And what happens if they don't get it? Because your answers to these questions will create some of the seeds of potential tension and conflict and forward motion, all those things that keep stories and books and readers moving through the pages. And these are all the makings of a great scene. So what does each character want? What happens if they don't get it? And how does that kind of create the conflict or even just the forward motion of your book? Stay tuned for more scene writing tips coming your way. And thank you for joining me here on your daily writing habit, where I'm helping you write and finish writing an awesome book. And if you know someone else who wants to write a book, I would love it if you would share your daily writing habit with them. Until tomorrow, happy writing.